Hello and welcome. I am Dogbert, and this is my patch 6.5 advice on who to work on or what to work on this patch. A little bit later, this is actually a very busy time of year for me, so I'm slowing down on video creation, all that. Now, also, this is very generalized advice. Your roster will differ probably depending on where you're at in the game, so just remember that. So what are we working on? Well, this is a good catch-up patch, actually. You get to work on pretty much almost anything you want if you already have built some of these teams, because the main team to work on is the Wakandans and War Dog. So if you already built Wakandans, congratulations, you jumped ahead of the curve. This will probably be the team for the Death Scourge coming up. And if you've been following my advice, you already built the Bionic Avengers anyway for the Tech Raid, which is probably why they're not going to be it. It's probably going to be the Wakandans. And given all their survivability, this is almost like a young Avengers 2.0. Now, whether or not you should build the War Dogs is up to you as well. I do think Black Panther 1 million BC is probably the better of the two, and might be able to replace, like, say, Killmonger on the regular Wakandans. I don't know if Nakia will make it, and Baku will probably make it if you're only doing the one. If you're doing anything else, I don't know. It never hurts to have them all built. You could always sub them in. We'll talk a little bit more about that Death Scourge a little bit. But for now, you should be working on these, and how big you build them is up to you, as we'll talk about that in a little bit also. Now, the arena. We got size. I got completely caught off guard by 2099 last patch, but I did know that Spider-Weaver and Red Hulk would have an impact, and they did. And even Rogue's had quite an impact. She has become very meta. What's happening in the arena? Well, MILF's out of the arena meta for now. Remember, for now. As we all know, every patch, something different could change and could bring a character back. Because all of a sudden, Hela's back in the arena meta. That's right, we're using Hela in the arena meta. You should be building her up if you haven't. You need a big Hela if you want to do the Undying thing. In War, she is the one you build up. She's very useful in arena because of Greg. Greg taking away 10% speed bar when that 2099 goes. That's how you get around it with all this speed meta with the Spider Weavers and everything. Spider-Weaver had a major impact on the arena. I was caught off guard by 2099, but now we know what to do. Now we have a whole list of people. Red Hulk made a very big impact for a little bit there. Now he's kind of falling out too, but he's still useful. And of course, Rogue has had a very big impact on defense side. My God, is she annoying if she gets that taunt off. But like I said before, MILF is out for now. Could Apocalypse bring her back? Yes. Should you still build her? Absolutely. Still amazing in all other game modes too. Even though she's out for now, doesn't mean she won't be back. Take a look at Emma. She was out with Black Order and with Infinity Watch. She came right back once we got into the Chex Mix though. So consider all this. Another one that we might consider if you have higher stars on him, I'm talking 4 or 5 stars, or more, of course, is maybe even Zombie Iron Man. Now, I have used him at lower star levels, lower gear levels, only level 75, gear 14, and am able to win in certain matchups. The question is, at higher star levels with higher red stars, he does put out more damage, quite a bit of damage. Is it enough to bring him into the arena and make him a preferred choice in those matchups? I'm going to have to test this out and see what happens. Now, Zim's a very good character to build, especially if you have a nice big Hela for War, and you care about War. It's actually a lot of fun to play him, too. But you can keep him lower stars, maybe wait for us to get done with the testing, some of the people who have the bigger Zims, and let you know in the future. Maybe just build him up to gear 14, level 75, like I currently have him at, and then go from there. And then you should always consider working on upgrading any team or character you need for raids, and yes, this includes Axemen. Now, would I spend promo credits on them? No. Would I put teal gear on them? No. Would I put levels on them? Yes. Always consider putting levels on, because if you have to do that mutant side right now, we're still probably more like end of December, beginning of January, before we get that Death Scourge and get Archangel. That means you're going to have to still run those raids for the time being. And if upgrading those characters allows you to go to a higher difficulty of raids, that is very much worth it to get the increase in teal gear you get daily then. Because remember, you are doing these things daily, so if you have to build them up in those levels. Gear 15, take them up to 90. I know it sucks, but eventually you'll have just another Cosmic Crucible War team. Unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do until we get the full Death Seed team, which won't be probably to December, January. I know it's on the cusp, but that's what you got to do. And of course, something else we're going to talk about, upgrading any team or character you need for Scourges. This is why we're upgrading the Wakandans, Bionic Avengers. If you want to go to the other Scourges, for like Red Hulk, the Hero Asgardians, they were the team there, Young Avengers for Rogue, and if you still need to, Web Warriors and Dark Hunters for Morgan Le Fay, but I think a lot of us have that already. So some final thoughts here about particularly, are Scourges worth even building big for? In reality, only the first 2,500 in the first Scourge gets that 6-star or more. Very few get a 7-star. Those 7 stars get moved out. Well, the second Scourge is a lot easier now to get more shards, and you already got the previous shards to get the 7 stars. And quite honestly, none of the horsemen really need to be at 7 stars to do their job. I mean, for the longest time, I only had a 6-star Morgan Le Fay, was easily was beating 7-star Morgan Le Fays. I did it with 5-star Morgan Le Fay, beat 7 stars. Red Hulk on Catbert is only a 4-4. Catbert takes number 1 in the arena. What do I need more stars for? Do you really want to build really big for these Scourges, using up a whole lot of resources and gear? And are you even going to put the time in to get these really high scores? Most people aren't. Honestly, I've become milestones and chill. I'll get what I get. I get a 5-star, great. I get a 4-star, that's fine too. As long as it does the job right now, I'll get more shards in the next Scourge when there's less people for me to compete against and get more shards that way. I'll eventually get them to 7. So it's up to you if you want to really invest. You want to take the time to work on all those Scourges, constantly sitting there playing for hours to get the right RNG in some cases. It's up to you, but I don't think it's really worth it. Not as fast as these Scourges come. And, well, we're still waiting on Apocalypse. We don't even know what his kit is. And, of course, I'm also going to say you should build Magneto and Psylocke slowly over the course of November. The reason why I'm saying this is because, well, you can't really use them piecemeal. So, but you are going to need to build them, so you might as well have them built up and ready come December in preparation for that Archangel coming to the game. And if what we know is so far true, Dark Beast is most likely the December monthly character. So that means we're not even getting Dark Beast until the month of December, in which case he'll be very good to build up, start building up then, and just build them up slowly until we get the full team. It doesn't look like they're modular. They're going to have to be all together in order to work correctly. We kind of saw this with the Bionic Avengers. Until we had all 5 of them, they didn't work right. So I think that's going to be the same thing that's going to be true for this team, depending on who that fifth character is. Also, another thing about Magneto. He could end up in the arena. Maybe. Depending on what that 5th character does and what that Archangel does. Because then he might get, if he has 2 more characters, he might be fast enough then to apply blinds right away. Because of the way his passive works with getting speed bar. We'll have to wait and see what the other characters are, though, before we can say anything definitively, yes or no on that. So just keep that in mind. You have to build Magneto anyway. So maybe we'll get some more use out of him. Maybe it'll be another arena shakeup in 6.6. But until next time, everybody,